Welcome, listeners, to another spine-tingling episode of Legends, Lore, and Lies, where the lines between reality and myth blur in the most fascinating stories from the shadows. Tonight, we venture deep into the heart of Tennessee, to a place shrouded in mystery and whispered rumors. This is the tale of Pitty Pat Hollow, a name as curious as the phenomenon it's associated with. Our journey tonight takes us through the dense forests and in the depths of history where the night is alive with more than just the sounds of nature. Imagine walking through a secluded hollow where the darkness clings a little too tightly, and the silence is broken only by the haunting echo of your own footsteps, until you hear it. Pitty pat, pitty pat, pitty pat, a sound that seems to follow in your wake, unseen. This place, steeped in legends passed down through the generations, has captivated the imagination of all who've heard its tales. From the late 1800s to the early 1900s, residents and travelers alike have reported encounters with something inexplicable, something that walks in the dark, leaving only the faint sound of its passage behind. It is a creature of shadows, a ghostly presence, or merely the echo of your own fears. But Pitty Pat Hollow is more than just a collection of eerie tales. It's a tapestry woven with the threads of history, personal accounts, and the indelible mark it has left on the culture of the region. From chilling encounters in the dead of the night, to the mysterious apparitions that vanish when confronted, the stories of Pitty Pat Hollow invite us to ponder the boundary between the known and the unknown. Are the legends of Pitty Pat Hollow mere tales to thrill and entertain, or is there a kernel of truth hidden within that lore? What lurks in the shadowy depths of the hollow, and what mysteries remain to be uncovered? Now let's take a closer look at the edge of reason and begin our exploration with the undeniable facts. A look at the physical description and history of sightings in Pitty Pat Hollow. Stay with me as the shadows deepen and the story unfolds. Nestled in the rugged terrain of Tennessee, Pitty Pat Hollow is a place where the veil between worlds seems perilously thin. The hollow is a dense, wooded area where daylight struggles to penetrate the canopy of the ancient trees. At night, the darkness is absolute. A thick blanket that smothers the faintest of lights, creating an environment ripe for the imagination to run wild. For over a century, those brave or foolhardy enough to venture into Pitty Pat Hollow after sunset have reported encounters that defy explanation. The earliest recorded sightings date back to the 19th century, a time when the area was more isolated than it is today. Travelers and locals alike spoke of hearing the distinctive pitty pat of unseen footsteps trailing behind them, as sound as mysterious as it is terrifying. But what is it about Pitty Pat Hollow that invites such tales? Is it merely the interplay of shadow and sound, or is there something more? The reports are varied and vivid, from spectral figures darting between the trees to the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Horses, spooked by no visible threat, and the sudden, chilling silence that falls over the forest, as if nature itself is holding its breath. Despite the best efforts of skeptics to dismiss these tales as mere superstition or the power of suggestion, the stories persist. And with each telling, the legend of Pitty Pat Hollow grows, a living testament to the human fascination with the unknown. The cornerstone of Pitty Pat Hollow's legend involves a settler woman and her children, a tale as tragic as it is chilling. As the story goes, one night, under the cloak of darkness, a family journeyed through the hollow. Suddenly, an unearthly creature, described by some as an imp or a beast on hind legs, emerged, causing the horse to rear and the carriage to overturn. The mother was thrown, meeting her untimely demise, while her children vanished into the night, whispers say, taken by the creature itself. This tale, passed down through generations, sets the stage for the Hollow's haunted reputation. But Pitty Pat Hollow is not content to host just one spectral inhabitant. Over the years, the Hollows has been the backdrop for a myriad of supernatural occurrences, shadows that move with intent, ghostly figures of a woman in white, and the eerie, unceasing sound of pitty pat, following those who dare walk its paths. Each account adds another layer to the Hollow's mystique, binding the community with a shared sense of wonder and dread. Imagine walking through the dense woods of the Hollow. The night air is thick, the darkness complete. Then from the silence, the sound emerges, a soft pitty-pat, pitty-pat, like footsteps mirroring your own, but when you turn, there's nothing but the whisper of the wind through the trees. Such encounters have been reported by many, each story adding a thread to the fabric of the Hollow's lore. One tale tells of a group of hunters setting up camp in the heart of the Hollow, only be visited by something they couldn't explain. Their experiences ranged from eerie sounds in the night to the sight of a man wearing old-timey clothing, complete with a feathered hat, standing silently by the railroad, a figure out of time, vanishing before questions could be asked or answers given. Another account speaks of a walker, accompanied by his dogs, venturing into the less trodden paths of the Hollow. Suddenly, his loyal companions growl, their hackles raised, as if sensing a presence of an unseen threat, unfelt by their human counterpart. The man feels it then, a gaze upon him. The air turning cold, a sense of being watched by something ancient, something that calls the Hollow its home. These stories, each unique in detail, yet bound by a common thread of the unexplainable, draws us ever closer to the heart of the mystery. What is it that dwells in the depths of Pitty Pat Hollow? Is it merely the echo of our fears, or is it something more tangible, more real, lurking in the shadows? As we ponder these personal encounters, we must also turn our gaze to the broader question that looms over the Hollow, the question of what lies at the intersection of science and the supernatural, of fact and folklore. Are the tales of the Hollow mere figments of our collective imagination, or do they speak to a deeper truth, a reality that defies our understanding? Scientists and skeptics alike propose logical explanations for the phenomenon reported at Pitty Pat Hollow. Could the eerie pitty-pat sounds be nothing more than the result of wildlife? Their footsteps echoing in the dense, sound-amplifying environment of the Hollow. Or perhaps it's the work of practical jokers, their laughter silent in the night as they watch their tails take on a life of their own. The natural world offers explanations for many things deemed supernatural, optical illusions created by moonlight and shadows, the eerie sounds of the wind as it whispers through the trees, or even the sudden flight of an owl that can unsettle the most rational mind in the right circumstances. Yet, for every logical explanation there remains a sliver of doubt, a gap in understanding that logic alone cannot bridge. The debate between cryptid and creature, between ghostly apparition and explainable phenomenon, is at the heart of what makes Pitty Pat Hollow so fascinating. It's a hard place where belief and skepticism collide, where the search for the truth takes us down paths both scientific and spiritual. It challenges us to keep an open mind, to question what we know about the world and our place in it. As we prepare to close this chapter of our exploration into Pitty Pat Hollow, we're left with more questions than answers. The stories we've shared, the personal encounters and legends, the skeptical explanations, and the supernatural theories, all contribute to the tapestries of mystery that envelops this Hollow. Now, dear listeners, I turn to you. What do you believe lurks in the heart of Pitty Pat Hollow? Have you experienced the unexplainable? Do you find comfort in the rational explanations science offers? I invite you to share your stories, your theories, and your beliefs. Tonight, we've walked together through a world where the boundaries between reality and folklore blur, where the sound of pitty pat, in the dark can send shivers down the spine of the bravest of souls. We've explored the skeptic's light, attempting to pierce the darkness, and delved into the heart of the legends that give Pitty Pat Hollow its mysterious allure. But our journey doesn't end here. The stories of Pitty Pat Hollow are but a signal thread in the vast tapestry of the unknown that envelops our world. And now, I turn to you. Your voices, your stories, and your theories are the lifeblood of our exploration into the unknown. Do you have tales of your own to share? Have you brushed against the unseen in the night, felt the chill of a presence unseen, or heard the whispers of the past calling to you from the shadows? Join the conversation and share your experiences with us. Comment on this YouTube video. Dive in the discussion on our Discord server, or send us an email. Your story could be the key that unlocks the next great mystery we explore together. As we part ways tonight, let's carry with us the spirit of curiosity and the courage to seek the truth, wherever it may lead. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, of tales yearning to be told. Together, let's continue to question, to seek, and to marvel at the wonders that lie just beyond the edge of the unknown. Thank you for joining me on this expedition into the heart of Pitty Pat Hollow. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your lanterns lit, and your sense of wonder alive. Good night, intrepid explorers, and remember, the journey is just beginning.